Showing up in your content is super important because it creates a sense of relatability. It creates a really easy way or segue for people to trust you just because they can see who's speaking to them. And it's super important to build that trust with your audience. So you want to make sure that you show up in the right way. So we are getting into how to film a face-to-camera video for social media. Hi, I'm Ariana. I am a content strategist, a content creator, and on the channel we talk about socials for business, for creators, content creation, work-life balance, and all of that fun stuff. If content and conversations like this interest you, I highly recommend subscribing. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So a couple tips that I have for you to create better face-to-camera videos or talking head videos include planning. So if you are not new to the channel, I always talk about planning. Somehow it ends up in all of my videos, but literally this is going to help you so much. So if you are planning on creating content where you are literally sitting down talking to the camera, I highly recommend scripting out your videos. So you don't have to completely script out an entire script that you need to memorize when you are speaking to the camera, but make it easy for you to remember what you are talking about. I'm literally staring at my script right now. It's not in frame. It's on my computer right under my camera, but this is what's helping me kind of eliminate all of that dead air, which is going to help my editing process go a lot faster because I'm not going to be scrolling through a bunch of raw footage with me stuttering and me just kind of trying to think of what else to say or what to say next. And this is also just going to help you have a better progression of your video. Scripting can be as easy as bullet pointing the main topics that you're speaking about. And my literally favorite thing about scripting is just how much easier it makes the editing process, as I've mentioned. It also enhances the quality of your face-to-camera videos because it just helps you flow better and get to the point faster and just helps the progression so that the quality of content that you're putting out is as great as possible. I like to do this in my planning phase when I am putting my content calendar together. And if you need a content batching planner or a content calendar, I have templates for both in the description box if you want to go ahead and check it out. And scripting out your videos literally cuts your filming day in half. So the second tip that I have for you to create good talking head videos is to use the place or film in the place that makes it easier for you. So easier in the sense of easier to edit and also just easier to create. So a little backstory, I have a DSLR camera that I'm currently filming on right now, and I started this YouTube channel right here a while ago, and I was like, I'm gonna have the best quality because I have a DSLR, I have different lenses. I've been creating content for like 7 years. You don't need a DSLR if you want to start a YouTube channel or even just like create content for TikTok, but this was my thought process. I was like, I'm gonna have really good quality videos, and I know what I'm doing because I've been creating for so long, so I'm just gonna film my videos, my talking head YouTube videos on my DSLR camera, and I am just gonna do that and go from there. So I ended up kind of like taking a break from YouTube because the editing process was insane. There was so much dead air that I had to go through because I couldn't stop recording when I had to stutter or when I had to cough or even when I just had to repeat what I was saying because I kind of messed up my sentence. This made my editing process ridiculous and I hated it. So I stopped creating YouTube videos. So I highly recommend filming your talking head videos in a place that makes it easier for you to create it and also easier for you to edit it. So now I started filming my videos on my phone where I have a little clicker button that I can just stop recording and start recording whenever I feel like I'm about to mess up whatever I'm saying. This made my editing process go by so much faster, and it helped me stay a little bit more consistent. So I highly recommend having a process or a kind of a creation flow or using tools that are going to help you show up easier and help you kind of get through your filming much easier. So if you feel like you're about to stutter all the time, or if you feel like you have no idea what you're going to say, just make your entire setup easier for you. It took me such a long time to figure out a workflow and a camera process that helped me stay consistent. And this is also not me telling you to invest in like equipment that costs a lot of money, but just be mindful of the process that you go through when you are creating content. Moral of the story, if you're sacrificing consistency for quality, you might want to take a look at that. And this is not me disagreeing with quality over quantity. I'm mainly speaking about consistency, because if it's hard for you to show up on a consistent basis, even if you're posting less content than you would like because of your setup and your process, then that is also not going to help you grow. Now, you might notice that this is not a phone that I'm filming on currently, but I'm kind of testing out a different editing process for myself. So that is just kind of like past experience that I would recommend. So the next tip that I have for you on how to film a better talking head video is to have a structured progression. So this is basically just kind of like an outline of what your talking head video should be every single time, so that you kind of know what to expect and you're kind of not reinventing the wheel every time you sit down to speak to the camera. So for example, every time that I create a talking head TikTok video for my social media TikTok, my business TikTok, I always have kind of like a progression that I go through. So it's going to be the hook, then the body of the video, whatever I'm talking about, I'm getting into it, either telling a story or kind of like leading up to the punchline. Then it's the juicy information, the second hook of the video, and then at the end, it's a call to action. This is going to make it much easier for you to film your talking head videos because you kind of have like a progression that you're going through and something to stick to, because you know what's coming next, you know what your video should sound like, you know how to make it make sense. You don't have to kind of think of something new every single time. This is going to make it easier for you to show up because it's less decision fatigue and you kind of have a structure that you're sticking with. So this is basically just like a template for yourself when you are doing a talking head video. This just makes it easier to plan your content and plan your scripts for your videos because you know the outline and basically the structure of how the video goes. And if a concern of yours is that you are content repeating or you're repeating a lot in your content, the only thing that changes is the topic and nobody will notice, I promise. And the last tip that I have for you on how to film a talking head video, or a good one, is to make sure that you feel presentable when you are getting ready to film these videos. So this is a video that you are showing up in, you're showing your face. A lot of people might see this video, so you want to make sure that you are happy with the way that you look, because this actually really plays a role in how good your video is in the end. Not just because you look really good, it just plays a part in the energy that you show up in your video. So for example, I haven't washed my hair yet, but I am happy with this. This is like a dirty hair look that I have and I feel cute. But if I kind of like let my hair out and like I decided to just not wash it and like I didn't really do it, then I would feel like I looked terrible. I would feel just lower energy, and then this video might be a very different vibe. And the vibe that you give off in your talking head videos is very important, because it's not just the information that you're giving your viewer or the audience, it's also like your personality and the way that you talk, the way that you move your hands. So if you are feeling low vibe or low energy because you feel like you don't look at your best or feel your best, in turn feeling your best, then the vibe and the energy in your video is going to be much different and worse than the best foot you can put forward in your video, and that will definitely impact the performance of your video. Now this really ties into just having camera confidence. So if you just make it a lot easier for yourself to show up confidently, then the energy that comes across and just the vibe that you give off and what your audience receives in your video, aside from the valuable information or the topic of the video or the context, is just very relatable and super helpful if you want your talking head videos to do well. So hopefully now you have a better idea of how to attack a talking head video or a face-to-camera video. I hope I got your wheels turning. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like down below. And if you have any other video suggestions that you'd like to see from me, definitely let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and definitely check out my social media content planning templates and my content strategy template down below if you want to upgrade your content creation process. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!